Hi, this trusted general, James Mattis, has disagreed clearly with a scathing criticism of the president, and he's not the only defense official who has a disagreement with Donald Trump.
As military vehicles arrive at St. John's Church today near the White House, and American troops line the steps at the Lincoln Memorial, there's growing concern about the president's desire to deploy active duty soldiers into the streets of the nation. Today, Defense Secretary Mark Esper broke ranks with the president.
The option to use active duty forces in a law enforcement role should only be used as a matter of last resort and only in the most urgent and dire of situations. We are not in one of those situations now.
The president's former defense secretary, James Mattis, broke his silence today with a scathing statement first reported in The Atlantic. Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, he tries to divide us. We can unite without him, drawing on the strengths inherent in our civil society. We owe it to our fellow citizens, to past generations that bled to defend our promise, and to our children. If the president is becoming more isolated from current and former military leaders, the divide between him and former presidents is also in clear view. Former President George W. Bush said he was, quote, anguished by the brutal suffocation of George Floyd. Former President Bill Clinton said nobody deserved to die the way Floyd did. And the truth is, if you're white in America, the chances are you won't. And former President Jimmy Carter said today that as a white male of the South, I know all too well the impact of segregation and injustice to African Americans. Former President Barack Obama said the nation is at a crossroads, saying it is time to turn grief and anger into lasting change.
There is a change in mindset that's taking place, a greater recognition that we can do better.
And tonight the president tweeted in responding to General Mattis, saying that he was the world's most overrated general, and the president added, "I'm glad he's gone." Let's go back to you.